if I do that?
It's time you set off, I should...
It's time you get some new dialogue, I should think, sir. Sir. But hey, we're essentially done with the Weeping Peninsula. I just have to go back and get that chest at some point in the future. Shut up there, jeez. Oh no, look at me. I've been crucified and I don't like it. Let me cry about it, God. Imagine if I actually meant that. I would be a horrible, horrible person. Hey, you guys can stop praying to Agil. He's very dead. Oof. Some aggressive-ass dogs. Grab some Trina's lilies. Again, reminder, these guys are very tired of being alive. They want to die forever. They want to forever die, but as long as you're in the Golden Order, you don't tend to forever die. Were those guys talking? Yep, they were saying, "Feral flame of Agil, burn true." Oh, there we go. Stone sword key. Freaking dogs. They're suffering because right now we are in a state of the world where people don't seem to be able to die for good at all. So it could be that they've been through the cycle of rebirth and reincarnation enough times. It could be that right now they are in the exact same state of flux that we're in, where when we die, we just get reconstituted at the nearest site of grace. And so they just don't think they can die at all. So they're in the process of doing exactly what happens in Dark Souls to people that have lived long enough in that situation. They're hollowing out. They don't think that they can make any progress. They don't think there's anything left to live for. They're losing their will, and they're slowly slipping into insanity. And they just want to die. Ah! Alright, in we go. Didn't know you could dodge that, did you, chat? Anyway, in we go. We are now in Caelid. It's time to see why we don't like going to Caelid. Oh, hold on. For these guys, let's grab the Morning Star. Striking damage. That right there is one of the reasons why we don't like going to Caelid. Look at it. It's horrifying. Uh-oh. I was looking at you. So these are what's known as pests. Probably because they are very insect-like. Oh god, there's a second one. That's also on me. And when we beat them, you can see that kind of musky red pop out of them. That is rot that is popping out of them. These are agents of rot. The pests love rot. Hold on. Is that guy gonna come over here? No, okay, good. And you can see, those are human hands and arms and everything like that attached to that body. Gross. But everything else about it, very bug-like. Very much kind of like a centipede or something. Oh, oh, oh. These things are so dangerous. Because that pest threads spell that they love to spam. Stop. Quit it. Honestly. Very annoying. So, are you having fun in Caelid yet, chat? Are you glad we came? Cracked crystal. Let's take a quick peek at this. Where is it? Is it a material? It is, okay. A cracked, impure, degraded, and altogether unremarkable crystal, widely found in crystal tunnels. However, the important thing is to note that these guys are using a spell to mine the crystals. So these guys are working for the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Look, they even have a nice little necklace around their necks that you will find on some of the scholars in Raya Lucaria. But the difference is that unlike the scholars of Raya Lucaria that actually are in the Academy, these guys are failures that were not good at magic. And so, they are relegated to essentially slave labor. I think stone 5. Quite the find. They are in here mining, and it is It is mainly them trying to find glintstone. And or glintstone shards. Because glintstone shards let you cast facsimiles of spells by breaking them. Okay, rock grease. Solidified grease made from a mixture of rotten materials. Coats your armament, inflicting scarlet rot. If that inflicts the buildup of scarlet rot when you hit stuff with it, then why are we able to carry it and not get rotted? Shut up, that's why. You don't get into open wounds, but you don't need rot to get into your open wounds in order to be afflicted by it. Just walking in the stuff afflicts you with rot. Oh no. It woke up. Oh no! Ow. My ankles. Broke my own ankles there. Oofus. Oh, nice. Take that, you glorified cockroach. So this is the proper way to go, but, Hammers seem like a nice weapon type. They are absolutely what you want to use against things that are hard. You want to use your blunt damage as opposed to, like, your slashing, your piercing. Alright, welcome to Caelid! It was nice being here. Alright, I'm leaving. I don't see a lot of content about them, so you don't assume they're that good. Depends on the area of the game you're in. Oh, that doesn't count. I need to sit at an outside... Sit in an outside, word. Grace, that's the word. Thank you. Thank you, brain. And my brain goes, you're welcome. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. There should be one that's not too particular far from us. Near the map. Oh, yeah. In Dark Souls, the reason that nobody ever used this stuff is because you swung and had, like, 2 times the recovery for some reason. And it was awful. Swamp of Aeonia. This place has really cool lore. We'll get to it when we actually come to Caelid to do Caelid stuff. Right now, we're just unlocking the round table hold. The heck is mad at me? By the way, we are currently in the Scarlet Rot. And to prove my point, you don't need any sort of fucking open wound. Just walk in it. There you are. You start rotting. Is that what I think it is? I might grab that before I go. Hi there. Please excuse me. There we go, thank you. I forgot, being in this swamp kind of cuts off a lot of possible places to go to, and a sacramental bud, smithing stone 4, and a rune arc. Is that thing angry at me? All I did was walk by. Honestly. Okay, well now I'm way back here. I think if I keep going this way, there's a grace. Boy, Caelid sure looks great, doesn't it? Don't you just want to live here? I mean, look at this thing. Caelid is so awful. Oh no! Those birds are extremely dangerous. They do very high damage. They are fast. And they can fly. A trifecta of go away. Heck, I could have sworn there's a freaking grace nearby. Leave me alone, Tweety Bird. I'm busy. I don't have time for you. Also, look how far this thing has followed me. Just won't leave me alone. I'm gonna grab the map. Ow, that's so much damage. Hi there, friend. Do you want to play with the crows while I run away? Why aren't they messing with literally anything else? That's the sound of a big thing throwing stuff. Oh! There's the grace. I found it. Quick. Yeah, you just keep hopping on each other's heads. They're kind enough to kill each other, at least. It's weird for enemies to ignore each other, especially when there are plenty of examples of enemies not ignoring each other. Am I dead? Yep, there it is. It's fine, I touched the grace before we died. Caelid sucks, man. I hate Caelid.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
Well, yes, I would like to go anywhere but here.
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
I would like to go anywhere that is not Caelid. Not Caelid is where I would like to be. Alright, welcome everyone to the Round Table Hold. Gathering place of heroes. Look, an old man.
Oh, this is a rare occasion. I can't remember the last time a new Tarnished made their way to the Round Table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard. Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the Round Table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Okay.
There's nothing left to say. Be at your leisure.
You know what? A house guest is fine.
There's nothing left.
Man looks kind of old. Leaning on his cane and everything. It's a fancy-ass cane, by the way. Look at that. It is a hand gripping the globe. That is his cane. A very long and spiky hand, but a hand. Hey, look, it's our bro, D.
Hello again. You haven't gone to see Garank yet, have you? Well, no rush. You do as you please. Just as long as he doesn't starve to death, eh? Go to Garank only if you feel the time is right. Killing those who live in death and weeding their death root is a path not to be trod without ample resolve. Go to killing those who is a path.
That's fair. Hi there, you are wearing the basic bitch outfit of those who have a lot of faith.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the Two Fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a Tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
Yes'm. I do.
You do? Wonderful news. Most Tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the two fingers?
So let's point out a couple things that he has revealed to us. Number one, most Tarnish are blind to the guidance of grace nowadays. We are special that we can see it. Yet, it seems that at some point, each Tarnished had the ability to see grace, but many of them lost it. Possibly just a similar thing to going hollow and losing the ambition to become an Elden Lord, perhaps. And number two, he wants to teach us incantations of the two fingers, not incantations of the Golden Order, not incantations of America or the Greater Will, just the two fingers. And we have Urgent Heal. Heal a small amount of HP. The two fingers has high hopes for the Tarnished, that even if they should be wounded, even should they fall, they will continue to fight for their duty. We've got Heal, which is slightly bigger heal than Urgent Heal. Continue holding praying and delay activation. Heals the caster and nearby allies. Cure Poison. Alleviate poison buildup and cures poison. Magic Fortification. We've seen this one before. Flame Fortification, which is damage negation but for flame. Rejection, which is thrust your hips with so much power that the sexual shockwave that casts outside of you knocks enemies back. It doesn't hurt them, it just knocks them back a little bit. And then we have these. Catch Flame and Flame Sling, which are clearly extremely different from all the other things that have this kind of holy feel to it. These are instead pyromancies. Incantation originating from a sinister prophecy. Momentarily spark flame from the caster's hand. This incantation can be cast without delay. The Flame of Ruin is anathema to the Erd Tree, but prophets sometimes glimpse it within the faith all the same. Sadly, when this occurs, their sole reward is banishment. Meaning that more than likely Corrin is not at a church because of his ability to have glimpsed the Flame of Ruin. And it seems to be a different flame than the Frenzied Flame. Then we have Flame Sling. Throw a ball of raging fire. And it originates from a sinister prophecy. What prophecy that could be? No clue at the moment, if at all. I do want to point out Catch Flame is actually pretty solid. It is quite fast, and it tends to stagger enemies and build up your stun pretty quick. Not bad at all. But our faith is almost nothing, so we can't cast most of this. And as you can see, he's not selling us any sort of ability, any sort of focus to cast.
Shine through you. Further study of incantation. I can happily spare the time and applaud your enthusiasm.
Not sure if I may or may not have to empty his wares first,
I can happily spare the time.
or he'll have anything new to say. Hey, you're new. Who are you?
Ah, hello. You must be new here.
Damn, that guy looks nice.
Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
Well, I have not met a lady by that name. But Dialos, can I give you some major props for that really nice looking armor? I want it. Give me your armor. Take your clothes off. This is a mugging now.
Be sure to tell me if you meet a young woman named Lanya. She's a servant to my house. She's been my companion since childhood. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to find her like this. Honestly, she's such a little tomboy. Be sure to tell me if you... She's a servant. She's been my...
Okay, that's it.
I've lost count of the number of... Honestly, She's such a little tomboy.
Such a little tomboy. Got nobody over here. Look at that lovely hall. That foyer. And look, we have a statue of America for Coliseum combat if you want to do some online PvPing. Hello. I now have, what do you want? What do you want? And here we have the twin maiden husks, which seem to be mummified finger maidens hanging out with each other. But these act as a shop. And they act as a shop that you can add more and more to. There are things called bell bearings, which if a merchant ever dies, you can find their bell bearing on their corpse usually, and then you can bring it here and just have one big centralized shop if you want. Let's see. We've got a dagger, a longsword, a rapier, a scimitar, a battle axe, a mace, a short spear, a longbow, finger seal. This is actually a little more important. A sacred seal bestowed by a finger maiden, which serves as a catalyst for casting sacred incantations. Incantations must be memorized first as a site of grace, and a sacred seal must be equipped to cast them. This is your casting focus for any of your faith-based spells. We got the basic heater shield, the basic knight outfit. And then we've got the Furled Fingers Trick Mirror. Take on the appearance of a host of the fingers. This is an online play item. One of the ritual implements created by the Tarnished to deceive invaders. And then we have the Host's Trick Mirror to take on the appearance of a cooperator. Which means if you're rolling with a crew, doing like co-op and stuff, you can have yourself appear as a one of their allies, and then have one of your teammates appear as the main person in order to trick invaders to attack the wrong person. Alright, well, let's grab the rapier. We'll take the battle axe. We could grab a mace. Nah. Let's grab a short spear for funsies, though. And the knight set. Yes, the bell bearing system works extremely well as a way to undo mistakes if you accidentally kill a merchant. Hello.
You're a new face.
Man, look at you.
No
Look
matter.
rough.
It's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
Smithing Master Hugh. You're a legend. By the way, as you can tell by his appearance, he's a misbegotten. You know, those demi-human things, basically, that we had to face at Castle Morn. Only his affliction has, rather than sprouted wings and stuff, sprouted horns and scales. He is your blacksmith for the game, and he can allow you to upgrade equipment past +3, which is as best as we could do ourselves. So, you know, make the Uchigatana a little better. Bam. He can also put Ashes of War onto your weapons and change them. He can duplicate Ashes of War for you. He acts as a shop where you can sell stuff if you want to. And finally, you can talk to him.
I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it.
Damn, who imprisoned you, bro?
No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget. The sheer terror of her.
Terror of who? Who is this her?
Back already. No matter. Lay out your arms.
Okay. Oh, you didn't want to oh, okay. You meant like my weapons. Look at that. Stone sword gates. There is stuff that I don't think I would be able to... There's equipment I don't think I would be able to wield quite yet behind that, so I'm not super interested in getting it at the moment. And over here, we have another very important NPC to talk with.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
Let her hold you.
Ah, my thanks, great champion.
That's supposed to be you putting your weapons away, but I already put them away. Men want one thing, and it's fucking disgusting.
You are very warm.
I would get a Baldakin's blessing.
What you felt light up inside you was a Baldakin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
Hugs. So, I'm gonna point something out here. Not 100% sure whether it's supposed to be or not, but all the language she uses is all double entendres. Let me hold you in my arms. Let me embrace you for but a brief moment. Stuff like that. She's also called the Deathbed Companion. This might also be completely just my incredibly disgusting brain, because my degenerate brain inflicting this upon it, but I do believe this is all supposed to be just metaphorical sex, as opposed to showing actual sex. Maybe they thought this would be slightly more poetic for it. And she even gives us, if you look up in the top left of the screen, the game screen, we have lost some of our max HP. She gives us essentially an STD. But luckily, she also gives us the way to fix that, a Baldakin's Blessing. A favor bestowed by a deathbed companion, protection of a hidden temple in the guise of a bedchamber. Uses FB to temporarily boost poise. The favor allows one to forget any aches and pains. In death there is only peace, for in death there can be no sensation. Now, I say it's like an STD, but I could also just be reading too much into the double entendre language, but I think it's very much on purpose to imply sex. The real reason behind it is that she is taking a bit of your life force from you. Just a small bit, a smidgen. I believe it's like maybe 5 to 10% of your max HP. It's not a whole lot. And the reason she does that is because of her profession as a deathbed companion. And we'll be able to read into that just a little bit more, but she requires, as she said, the warmth and strength of a hero.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? regardless? Now, come closer.
I am deprived of human contact. Please give hug.
You are so very warm.
Talk in secret.
I was known as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace. Pray, be kind. Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion. So please, let me hold you like this, as often as it takes. Then good day to you, my dear.
So, we get a nice quick explanation of what a deathbed companion entails. You take in the lively vigor of warriors, and then you pass it on to deceased nobles in order to bring them back to life. So, when they say deathbed companion, they mean it quite literally. She'll lay with you on your deathbed. Now, again, I could be reading too much into it, but there's so much double entendre going on there that it seems more like, oh yes, we're going to use the energy of the warrior's genes that we got here to make sure that your noble lineage becomes powerful and bears a strong heir by way of this woman. It's basically supposed to be that.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame. Would you like to be held? Now.
Hug me. Again. More hugs.
You are so very warm. Then good day to you, my dear.
Okay, she's got no more secret talk for us. For now. We will be talking to Fia on quite a few occasions. She's got a lot to say to us over time. You can see that she has a massive painting of Marika, or at least a statue of Marika, before the Erd tree. And there's also this, which is just kind of a cloaked lady. But we've got... Unless that's her hair, it's so faded you can barely see a damn thing on this painting.
Back already, no matter.
You got anything else to say for now? Okay. Fair enough.
There's nothing left to say.
Okay, I think I've exhausted everyone's dialogue.
Killing those who is a path.
Be sure she's a servant to me. She's been my companion. I've lost count on.
Okay, there's only one thing left to do here. Let's run down here and take a look around and see. You. Mad Tongue Alberic. Now, why do you invade me down there, sir? Or madam? So, hey, that is a new incantation. Those were Briars of Sin. Ice. Briars. Very well timed. Very well timed scythe there. Got him. And we got the Taunter's Tongue. Item for online play, Lords and Invaders. Allows your world to be invaded without any furled finger cooperators present, and also shortens the interval between windows of opportunity for invasion. Additionally, enables the arrival of a second invader to join when a cooperator is present. Yes, the Taunter's Tongue. It's an online play item to get more people to show up in your world to attack you. So we got some kind of generic armor here, which doesn't have any really overly interesting designs for it, except for the dragons that are adorned on the top of the helms, and then the horns off the shoulder, showing that these guys probably had some sort of reverence for dragons. Whoever would have worn this armor. We got a coat of arms up here with random bullshit on it, basically. Nothing particularly amazing about it. Nothing you can really glean from it, I should say. And down here we have a mess hall where you can go and eat your food. Yummy, yummy. You can see it's even set. You've got wine and cups and tea and handles and plates. And here we have what seems to be a bedroom. Probably a communal sleeping area. Multiple beds hanging about, a nice fireplace. This is a cozy little area, isn't it? Cipher Pata. New weapon. One of the weapons originating from the two fingers. A formless sequence of ciphers comprises its blade, and as such, no shield can repel it. Deals holy damage. The furtive inscription appears to hang in the air, the language of light spoken by the two fingers. Unique skill Unblockable Blade. Imbue the cipher blade with light and lunge forward in a sudden piercing attack. This attack cannot be blocked. This is a faith weapon. And as you can see, it is a fist weapon. It's pretty solid, but it requires 30 faith to even wield. It is very faith heavy. Very, very, very faith heavy. Yes, the StarCraft Zealot Blades, exactly. You want to shout my life for ire and then go run up and punch stuff to death? There you go. Look, here we have a little armory. So you've got your communal living area over here that leads directly out into your communal eating area that leads directly into the armory that leads out into the foyer. Look, chat. Concept art of the Erd Tree. Oh God, my fat ass broke it again. Why am I so fat? And look, there's even cannonballs in here. Despite there not being a cannon around, but whatever. We don't know where the Round Table Hold is. The only way to get here is via teleportation, so we literally have no clue whatsoever where the Round Table Hold is in relation to the lands between. Can we get Zealot charged so they're usable too? No, but you can take your clothes off and basically get the Zealot legs upgrade from Brood War.
Be sure to tell she's a servant.
Close enough, right? Hey, the old man's gone. That's because he's in here.
What do you need? I have little time to spare.
What do you mean by a house guest?
Oh, are you aggrieved at the notion you are but a visitant here? Then you would do well to remember the first words of grace given to you. Stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. If those words held any meaning to you, follow the guidance of grace. Lay low the shard bearers and claim for yourself a great rune. Do so, and the doors to the Round Table's inner chamber will open, and you will receive the wisdom of the Two Fingers.
So this is, we saw him in the opening cutscene, Sir Gideon Ofnir, the All-Knowing. You can see how he's the All-Knowing. It's because he's a big nerd that likes to read stuff all over the place.
Once the wisdom of the Two Fingers becomes your own, I'll impart to you a proper welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I have high hopes for you. I'm sick and tired of them. These namby-pamby tarnished think us no more than a shelter from the rain.
See, I was gonna say that, you know, those other guys that are here don't seem like they have gotten some grand remembrance or anything like that, some great rune. But I'm assuming that they also have not been invited to the Round Table's inner circle and are instead just kind of hanging out.
We've spoken long enough. I have matters to attend to.
By the way, I want to point out that it seems that some of the Tarnished have been at this for a while. The Round Table Hold is already well established and well known before we've had any chance of getting here, to the point where it's known by people that aren't even members and aren't even Tarnished that have talked to us about it. Which means that prior to us arriving here, there's probably been a number of years that have passed, and quite a few different Tarnished that have passed through the Round Table, which is why Sir Gideon Ofnir here has probably grown tired of welcoming every Tarnished that happens to walk through the area, because a lot of them, as he has said, basically use it as a shelter for the rain. They're not trying to become the Elden Lord. They're instead just hanging out here because it's a safe place compared to the lands between, which, as we've seen, kind of suck. And his room is filled with books, 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 and more books. It's also got this lovely painting of a red-haired man with his arms out like this. By the way, if you look at my current health right now, you see that we haven't got the affliction anymore that was removing a bit of our max HP from Fia. Right. I just spent all my runes. See, this is where we are. It puts the Table of Lost Grace all the way down here, super far away from everything else. So, as far as I can tell, it might not even be in the Lands Between. We might be teleporting out of the Lands Between to go to the Round Table Hold.
Oh, well done. Well done indeed. You made it through that entire mess all the way to Stormvale. And off you trotted to the Round Table Hold. My sincerest congratulations. But how did you find the Round Table? Oh, you don't have to say it. Before, the Round Table was chock full of venerated warriors. But now, it's home to puff chests and has-beens. I fear you've been terribly disappointed. I don't blame you. But still, the Round Table has its perks. Why not earn a seat? Fly straight and true, so to speak.
I'll fly straight and true.
Ah, then you're interested. A wise choice indeed. To join the Round Table proper, you must acquire a great rune and request audience with the Two Fingers in the inner chamber. They are the purported masters of the grace that guides your kind, the Tarnished. Yes. Pay them a visit, so that you may see for yourself. Challenge Godric the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale, to acquire a great rune. Decrepit he may be, but a demigod he remains. And of course, an inheritor of a great rune. Worse yet, I hear old Godric's acquired a ferocious new toy to graft. So, prepare for the worst.
A ferocious new toy, you say?
What's the matter? Aren't you supposed to be earning your place at the Round Table Hold? Then you must face Godric, for without with the Two Fingers.
Okay, so, this is extra dialogue that I don't think a lot of people have seen, or I should say heard, from Vare before. Because most people probably just continue doing the quest instead of running around talking to others. But he wants us to become a proper member of the Round Table Hold so that we can meet the Two Fingers. The Round Table Hold apparently has the Two Fingers in it, where we can go talk to them. And there, you know, the faith that people put in is in the Two Fingers for a lot of their incantations. So that's kind of a big deal. That's kind of a really big deal. It's like being told you can meet an envoy of God. Let's do it. Oh, I'm fine with the dual katana moveset. I'm just using the one katana for the time being. I like having a slightly more varied choice of weaponry rather than just two of the same weapon for our casual playthrough here. Wild Strikes. By the way, there's no reason to pay attention to these guys. They're just here to stop you from advancing, but they can't legally hold you. You can just run right by them. See what I mean? Oh, well, they might follow you, but you can just do that. Needing double the weapon mats to maintain damage, and double the soul, or runes, sorry. Sorry, it's... The word souls is ingrained into my flesh, my mind, my brain. I'll say it by accident more than once.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Quite the jump, sir.
Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
Oh, this is Margit the Fell Omen. You know what? For you, we won't summon. We'll make this a fair one-on-one. Oh, hey, by the way, look at this. Oh, that didn't last long. What the heck? My R1 isn't working.
Thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnish.
Why is my R1 not working? What the heck? Big swing. I had to win this with nothing but R2s. As you can see, Margit's Shackle doesn't work more than once in the fight. Ow. I like that he has proper fencing form when he does that thrust.
Smoldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell omen shall brook thee no quarter.
So clearly that wasn't his real body. That was a projection that we fought. By the way, my R1 works now. It just broke during the fight for some reason. Weird. Extremely weird. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. First off, Margit is an omen. And you might be wondering, well, Thor, what's an omen? The thing is, we're going to see more omens in the future, but let's actually talk about it right now. An omen is essentially a cursed person. The word used in Japanese is, oh, what was it again? It was, like Imi, which basically translates to detestable or an abomination. And the easiest way to notice them is that their bodies are covered in horns, they're giant, they're stronger than normal people, and whatnot. And the Golden Order sees them as profane and disgusting, possibly because, much like the Misbegotten that we've seen before, they really don't take kindly to things covered in feathers or horns or scales and stuff like that, that are kind of human-esque, at least. And an omen is... basically, it's like a birth defect. So, Margit has been like that since he was a wee lad. And you ask, why does Margit show himself to us here? Is there any reason? Yes. There's actually a very, very, very good reason. The reason he shows up here is because this is the weakest of the Great Rune Bearers. And the Tarnished quest is to collect the Great Runes and eventually make their way to become Elden Lord. And Margit don't want that to happen. And the reason behind that is because Margit is a stout follower of the Golden Order, and for someone else to come in and seat themselves upon the seat of power would upset the rule of the Golden Order. So Margit is essentially trying to keep the power structure that already exists in command by killing anything that comes its way that would possibly threaten it.